Welcome to the Hertfordshire Family Centre Service Toilet Training webinar. This webinar has been created in collaboration with Family Support Service, Public Health Nursing and School Nursing. Let's have a look at some of the common myths you might hear when thinking about toilet training. Which of these do you think are true? Surprisingly, all of these are myths. Let's have a look together. Boys are harder to potty train than girls. Every child is different. Some will pick up the concept of toilet training really quickly, some will take longer, some will be enthusiastic, and some more reluctant. Whether you have a boy or a girl, the key is being patient and consistent. Your child should be toilet trained by a certain age. All children will show signs of being ready at different stages. We will look at the signs of readiness later in this webinar. Whilst there is no hard rule for an age, research shows it is better for your child's bladder and bowel health to stop using nappies between 18 and 30 months. This will also help with independence when they start nursery or preschool. Your child will tell you when they are ready to toilet train. Some children will not have the words to tell you that they are ready for the toilet. So again, the key is looking for the signs your child is showing you. Once you start toilet training, there is no going back. Consistency is important when toilet training. When you decide to start, try not to stop and start after a day and then try again. However, if you really feel like now is not the right time for your child, leave it a couple of months before trying again. Look out for some top tips later in the webinar to help you think about the right time to start. You should wait for the warmer weather before starting to toilet train. The warmer weather can be a great time to start toilet training, as you may have use of an outdoor space and children are in looser clothes, which can help with getting them up and down for the toilet. If your child is showing signs of readiness in the cooler winter months though, don't wait, jump on the opportunity and go with it. You should start by using pull-ups before transitioning to pants. Pull-ups have a very similar feel to a child as nappies do, and can confuse the child. When you're ready to start, go straight for the pants and keep the nappies and pull-ups for the night time only. Did you know? New advice suggests that infants from 6 months can have nappy-free time daily and, when able, be sat on a potty in the bathroom or toilet after meals and before bed to potty learn. If you'd like to read more, please visit ERIC, the Children's Bladder and Bowel charity webpage. There are lots of things you can do beforehand to ensure you feel prepared. If you have the space to change nappies in the toilet and bathroom area, this will help the child to understand this is a space to go to the toilet. It's important to ensure you pick a time to start when there aren't lots of in and out the house, doing lots of day trips. Decide if you want to use a potty or go straight to the toilet. Potties can be easier if you only have a toilet upstairs or live in a busy household where the toilet may be occupied. If you choose the toilet, get a toddler seat and a step so the child feels safe. Children will have accidents to start with, so make sure you take spare pants and clothes, including socks, when you are out and about. Even as your child gets older and the training is well established, your child might get distracted and accidents will happen. Have a look at some of the following statements and think about your child. You may have noticed they are doing some of these things, and if so, they are likely ready to get started. Does your child follow instructions? Wake with a dry nappy after naps? Remove their clothing, so pulling up and down their trousers? Show an interest in others using the toilet? Perhaps they hide in the corner when they want to go for a poo or a wee. Pull at their clothing or nappy when it is wet. Have a regular time for a poo each day. Tell you that they need to go to the toilet. The Hertfordshire Community NHS Trust also runs a confidential text messaging service for parents of children aged 0 to 5 years called Chat Health. The service operates Monday to Friday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m, excluding bank holidays. All texts will be responded to by a health visitor within 24 hours. Outside of the service working hours, you'll receive a text back to inform you that your text will be responded to once the service reopens. If you're still unsure, you can speak to the Family Support Service or Health Visiting Team on 0300 123 7572. There is also Health for Under 5's website, which is full of useful information and also has a handy translate button at the bottom of the page. There are many ways you can help your child. There are lots of books around toilet training. These can be accessed for free at your local library. Take the child shopping with you to choose a toilet seat or potty together, as well as pants. When you and your child are ready to start, pick a day and be consistent. Don't be disheartened or give up if your child has an accident. It's all completely normal and part of the learning. Stay calm and keep trying. Familiarise yourself with the signs your child shows when they need to use the toilet. Encourage your child to sit on the toilet at this point. Children can become engrossed in what they are doing and either forget or ignore their body's signs that they need to go to the toilet. Stay calm and try not to be annoyed if they do have an accident. Remember, your child is still learning and this is a process. So let's recap some of the top tips we've already discussed. Put your child in pants straight away and avoid pull-ups. Encourage your child to sit on the toilet every couple of hours, as overprompting can result in a reduced capacity of the bladder and may result in the child continually saying no. 20 minutes after mealtimes is a good place to start, and even if they only sit there for a minute or so, praise your child for trying. If they go for a poo at the same time each day, taking them to the toilet 30 to 40 minutes after a meal is the most likely time to be successful. Encourage independence by putting your child in loose clothes that can easily be pulled up and down on their own. Avoid putting your child back in a pull-up or nappy for outings. This will confuse them and undo all that learning. Big changes in routine, such as moving house or having a new baby, can be unsettling to a child who is toilet training. Choose a time when your routine is settled before starting. If your child attends nursery or a childminders, encourage them to follow the same steps as you do for consistency. Reading stories to your child can help them understand the process and introduce toilet training in a fun and understandable way. Follow the links for some examples on our resources page. Children respond really well to positive reinforcement. Make sure you give plenty of verbal encouragement for them trying to use the toilet, and it is important to build in flushing the toilet and washing their hands with soap and water as part of the routine at an early stage. Many children respond well to stickers or charts, as young children will respond to instant rewards and associate it with the action of going to the toilet. For example, offering a reward to a young child at the weekend is too far in advance for it to be effective. If your child has a favourite plastic wipeable toy, this could be taken as an incentive to sit on the toilet or potty and be wiped down afterwards. If your child is interested in bubbles, this is an excellent way to help your child with their bowel movements. Did you know that a child is not able to hold in their poo or wee whilst blowing bubbles? It is good to start your child with the routine of always trying to go to the toilet before leaving the house, even if they say they don't need to. This creates a good routine, and leaving the house with an empty bowel means you'll be less likely to have accidents while you are out and about. It is essential to take a bag with a change of clothes on all outings, so you are prepared for all situations. Make short trips out to begin with. You might want to take a travel potty or toilet seat to use when you are out and about. You can use puppy pads to line the car seat in case of any accidents. Familiarise yourself with where you are going and where the toilets are. If you pass the toilet, encourage your child to use it. Bedtime can be a busy time in some households. Try to remember to keep calm and use lots of positive encouragement. Use your bedtime routine to share a story about growing up or sing a silly song whilst on the toilet. Ensure your child sits on the toilet as part of their bedtime routine. Most children take longer to become dry in the night. This is normal and usually comes in time. If children are bedwetting at 5 years old, first follow the 4 steps to a healthy bladder. If you are still concerned, they can be assessed by the school nurse or GP. Take your child's nappy off as soon as they wake and encourage them to use the toilet. Encourage your child to drink plenty in the morning and afternoon so that they can reduce what they drink 2 hours prior to bedtime without reducing their overall fluid intake. Children with special needs, including delayed development and physical disabilities, may take a little longer and need more support with each stage. It is important to have realistic expectations and not rush the learning. Focus on one stage at a time. For example, teach them that poo goes down the toilet by flushing it away together. Be as consistent as possible. The more consistent you are, the easier it will be for your child to learn. It's important that your child feels relaxed, comfortable, and secure about using the toilet or potty. Make sure the space is accessible to your child. Use stories, visual charts, props, and games to teach your child what to do and how to do it. Give your child positive encouragement and praise for the efforts they are making, not just the results. It is not uncommon for children to still wet the bed over the age of 5, but the bladder is a muscle that needs to be exercised so it can learn to stretch to hold in the urine. The best time to do this is during waking hours and to fill it with fluid regularly during the day. It is important to remember that bedwetting may have many causes and is quite often a genetic disposition which children eventually grow out of. Try and avoid drinks such as fizzy drinks, drinks containing caffeine, as they can be irritable to the bladder and make them pass urine more frequently. Have a bedtime routine. Go to the toilet, clean teeth, have a story, and then have another wee. This should be a sit-down wee, even for boys. Make sure children's feet are flat on the floor or use a stool. This will allow them to sit in the correct position to allow the bladder to feel fully relaxed and completely empty. Keep a diary of wet and dry nights. Check that your child is drinking plenty regularly throughout the day. Make sure your child empties their bladder before bed. Do not lift your child at night. This will prevent messages between the brain and the bladder. A child needs to be fully awake when this occurs. If you're using nappies or pull-ups, and remember this is with your child over 5 years, try putting pants on underneath so that the child can feel that they are there and still wake up if they are wet. Ensure your child is passing a stool every day. Keep a poo diary of frequency, size and consistency if you think your child is constipated. A full bowel can press on the bladder, preventing it from filling fully. Have fun to see who can drink the most in a day. A reward or sticker can go a long way. Remember praise for drinking, sitting on the toilet, and praise for any improvements. Speak to your health visitor or the family support service on 0300 123 7572 about coming along to a small group, such as our Little Learners or Young Explorers group if you have concerns about your child's development. Come along to sessions offered by the Family Support Service and get more information from our qualified staff. Look at our website, www.heartsfamilycentres.org, for what's on in your area and a timetable of events.